there's a pattern that almost no one talks about. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. If you're an Otrovert, if you've spent your life slightly outside the scene, thinking deeper than most, never quite belonging anywhere, there is a specific type of person who will find you, again and again, in different forms, with different names. They will feel electric at first, magnetic, like finally someone who matches your depth. And then, slowly, something will shift, and you will find yourself smaller than you were before you met them. That person is a narcissist, and the reason they keep finding you is not random. It is not bad luck. It is a pattern with a very clear logic. And today, we're going to break it down completely. To understand why Otroverts attract narcissists, you first need to understand what a narcissist is actually hunting for. Not love, not connection, not even admiration, though admiration is part of it. What a narcissist is looking for is called narcissistic supply. It's a term from psychology that describes the emotional fuel a narcissist needs to maintain their sense of self. Attention, validation, reaction, control. Without it, the narcissist experiences something close to psychological collapse. Their identity, which has no stable internal foundation, depends entirely on what they extract from other people. So they don't choose partners randomly. They choose very specifically. They look for people with qualities that make them exceptionally rich sources of supply. Empathy, depth, loyalty, a tendency to self-reflect and take responsibility, a quiet need to be truly understood. Read that list again, because that is not a description of a victim type. That is a description of an Otrovert. The Otrovert carries something that is genuinely rare in the world: the ability to see people with unusual depth, to sit inside a conversation and feel what the other person is actually carrying, not just what they are saying. For most people, a narcissist's performance is convincing but not extraordinary. For an Otrovert, who has spent a lifetime on the outside looking in, who is hungry for someone who seems to operate on the same frequency, that performance feels like recognition. The narcissist mirrors you. In the early stage, what psychologists call the love-bombing phase, they reflect back everything you are: your values, your sensitivities, your way of seeing the world. They seem to understand you in ways no one else ever has. For someone who has spent years feeling like a stranger in every room, this feels like coming home. But the mirror has no face of its own. It is only showing you yourself. And when the mirroring stops, when the narcissist has secured your attachment, what replaces it is something very different. There is a second reason Otroverts are targeted, and it is more painful to hear. The Otrovert's tendency to self-reflect, to turn inward and examine their own role in any conflict, makes them exceptionally easy to manipulate. When a narcissist says, "You're too sensitive," the Otrovert doesn't get angry. They get thoughtful. They wonder if it's true. They examine themselves. And in that moment of honest self-examination, the narcissist wins. Every narcissistic relationship follows the same architecture. Once you know it, you will recognize it immediately. In your past, in someone else's story, or in something that is happening to you right now. It begins with idealization. You are extraordinary, unique, the only person who truly understands them. No one has ever made them feel this way. The intensity is intoxicating, and for the Otrovert who has always felt invisible, being seen, this completely feels almost sacred. Then comes devaluation. Slowly. So slowly you don't notice at first. The compliments become rarer. The criticism becomes more frequent. Small things you do are wrong. Your needs are too much. Your emotions are a burden. The person who once called you extraordinary now makes you feel like a problem to be managed. And because the Otrovert's instinct is to look inward, they try harder. They adjust. They shrink. They apologize for things that were never their fault, trying to get back to the person who made them feel seen. That person was never real. It was a reflection, and no amount of effort will bring a reflection to life. The final stage is discard, or the threat of it, used as leverage to keep you in place. This cycle can last months. It can last years. It can repeat because the narcissist will return when the new supply runs low. And the Otrovert, loyal, deep, still trying to understand, is often still there when they come back. Here's the part no one tells you. Breaking the pattern does not start with recognizing the narcissist. It starts with recognizing yourself. The qualities that make you a target, your empathy, your depth, your capacity for loyalty, are not weaknesses. They are the most valuable things about you. The problem was never that you had them. The problem was that you gave them to someone who treated them as resources to extract, rather than gifts to receive. The first shift is internal. Learning to apply the same depth of observation you give to everyone else, to yourself. The Otrovert is extraordinarily perceptive about other people, and extraordinarily slow to protect themselves. Because self-protection can feel like the same thing as not belonging. Another wall, another distance, another reason to stay outside. But a boundary is not a wall. A boundary is a door. You decide who gets to open it. The second shift is pattern recognition. Love bombing is not depth. Intensity is not intimacy. Someone who makes you feel seen in the first week and controlled by the third month was never seeing you. They were scanning you. Real connection, the kind the Otrovert is actually capable of, is slow. It builds. It tolerates silence. It doesn't need to possess you to feel secure. And when you find that, and you will, it will feel nothing like the electric pull of a narcissist. Will feel quieter than that. Steadier. More like arriving than falling. If any part of this video described a relationship you've been in, or one you're in right now, I want you to hear this. You were not naive. You were not weak. You were someone with a rare capacity for depth, who encountered someone specifically skilled at exploiting exactly that. The fact that you felt so much is not the problem. It never was. The Otrovert's greatest strength, the ability to see clearly, to feel deeply, to stay present when others look away. That strength belongs in relationships that can hold it, not ones that consume it. You don't need to become harder. You need to become more precise about where your softness goes. There's a link in the description for anyone navigating this right now. Something I put together for people working through identity and belonging at a deeper level. And if this channel is new to you, the previous videos will give you the full picture of what Otroversion is and why understanding it changes everything. I'll see you in the next one. Elsewhere, minds. For those who never quite fit in,